Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I'm in my office, so you might hear some music, and I have a package. Now, you guys already know what's in it because it's in the title. I have no idea what's in this, so let's find out. Wow, this is a small package for what I'm used to seeing from some of the more recent cubes, which is fine. I end up throwing them out anyways, so less waste. And that looks quite stable. Wow, looking at that, that is not a very deep cut in there. So, okay, so this is from YueXiao, obviously. So this is now the third GuoGuan, I don't know if they're calling it the YueXiao anymore. Yeah, they are, the YueXiao EDM. I know E is in the YueXiao anyways, if you don't get the magnetic one, but DM. So M is magnetic, D. Dual? Maybe dual magnetic? Because there's two ways to adjust it. Come on, open this up. There we go. More cards. Let's see what's in here. Another core adjustment thing. Whoop! Where'd that go? There we go. So it has the same core as the GTS2. Not the GTS2, the GTS3 and the GTS WRM without bridges. So this is a stickered version. I know there is a stickerless as well. Oh, that feels really nice. What's the size of this? This feels quite small. Is this 55.5? I don't know. I'll check that out. But it feels tiny. Maybe it's because I've just been using a 56mm puzzle for a little while now. Okay, so let's go through this real quick and then I'll do a bunch of solves. But we have that dual adjustment core. Right now it's on that lower setting. I'm just going to move it a little bit. Let's do 4 settings on each. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go to white. Now for those who don't actually know what's going on with this, there's 2 things to adjust. You have the screw, which of course can make the cube tighter or more flexible, but the blue adjustment makes the springs themselves or the elasticity more. So if it's higher, then you can still have it on loose tensions, but it snaps back much faster. So you can think of it like the GES springs of a GuoGuan, but much easier to use because you don't have to switch out springs. You just kind of move that little dial. But this also has one other thing, which I hinted on, the EDM, I'm gonna guess dual magnetic. We have these little things here. So these can move out and in. Now I don't know which one's higher tension or not. So let's move this out here, like that. That feels much stronger. Let's check this out. Does it say in the packet which one's stronger? Just their general solve. So I think if I move it out, that makes it stronger. Here, before I do that, let me do a few movements of it, and then I'll move all of the edges out, and we'll test that. You know I like me some strong magnets. So right now this is quite light. Oh, come on. A little loose too. I think I'll definitely tighten those tensions, but okay. So let's just take it apart. I guess, I can adjust it without even taking it apart. Putting it back together. It's a small fit, but yeah, you can definitely adjust all of this without even taking the cube apart. So I think, actually, I would like to do a little race of what magnets you can switch out faster, these ones or the GuoGuan X. Now, probably these ones if you include opening the package and putting the other springs away for the X, because that one, as fast as it is to just swap them out, putting those magnets away, if I was saying springs, I meant magnets, putting those magnets away can be quite annoying. Did I do both sides? I did not do both sides. They move very easily. I don't think they're going to move back on their own, but they're not hard to move at all. Okay, so I think they're all changed. Ooh, okay. it makes quite a big difference. Personally, I could even see them like being tighter. They're not as strong as the GTS 3 right now, but I think the old ones, when they were pushed in, are kind of like the GTS WRM or the GTS 2. When they're out, they're not quite as strong as GTS 3. I would say something between the GTS 2 and GTS 3. So I'm going to tension this and lubricate it and do a bunch of solves, and I'll probably do a voiceover at the end during my solves just to give some final thoughts. But right now, this is a really nice performing cube, just from the few turns I've done. What I'm thinking with that, the reason why I feel like it's already a nice performing cube, is I don't have any complaints yet. When I've gotten other puzzles like the GTS, other things, I'm like, oh, it's kind of the original like GTS version 2 specifically. It's like, oh, it feels a bit flexible. Or when I've gotten the GAN 354, I was like, oh, it's a bit sharp edges. And this just feels nice. It's not super over the top flexible. So anyways, I will stop rambling. I'm going to do some setup on this, some solves, just some basic setup, just lubricating. I'm going to use the candy cane lube because that is some of my favorite stuff Speedcube Shop has ever put out. If you don't have any next holiday season, pick up some candy cane lube. Besides making your cube smell wonderful, oh, got some on the outside there, it can add a nice gumminess, slow it down just a little bit. This is really, really nice. So I've had a chance to do a good amount of solves, and I definitely will need to change the stickers or just practice a lot with this because my consistency was all over the place just because of recognition. I did measure it. It is 55.5 millimeters. And if I had to compare this to another cube, I would say it's a more stable GTS 2. I think one of the biggest problems people had with the GTS 2 was it was just quite a bit flexible, if there was any concern with it. I know a lot of people really like it. But this definitely feels much nicer, in my opinion, for that stability. The adjustment of the magnets does make a big difference. I'm a person that always seems to like stronger magnets, and when it's on the stronger setting, it is pretty good for me. I don't think actually I would want any stronger than this. I am happy with what it's at, and the lighter magnets are really reminiscent of other Moyu puzzles. It has a bit of a crisp feeling to it. It's not super smooth, but you don't hear the magnets clicking or anything, and with some lubrication it definitely can smooth out. It's definitely a little bit more stable than the GAN X out of the box, and I would almost say reminiscent of the Volk, but with a bit more of a rounded feel and not so squared off. This is one puzzle I'm really happy about. I liked the original YueXiao, and I felt like the Pro was a bit of a step back, so this is a big step forward for me. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave them in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.